Thanks for joining us for another episode of Love, Marriage, and Everything in Between, Countertop Talk. I'm Chef Shan.
I'm Mr. Official.
And we're on episode 18.
We did it.
Yeah.
We did it. So, how was your week?
My week was amazing. I received some great news earlier this week, and I'm continuously just keeping going close to the chest, to the vest, and I just pray that what is in the works will really materialize. So I'm just leaving it in God's hand.
You got it.
Great news this week, and I'm just looking forward to what's to come.
Absolutely. So I had a great week. Celebrated 9 years of having my agency open. So thankful for that. Thankful for you celebrating me as you always do so magnificently. I appreciate you. I love you. Always acknowledging the small, the medium, and the big things. So pretty excited and happy about that. And looking forward to this next week and looking forward to see what materializes with you, because you've been working hard and God is working right now for you. So I'm happy for that.
Work it out.
I'm happy. So for this week, I would like to start off with our first thought. It's a lot of things happening in the economy right now. I know you've been hugging the block as far as trades, but I found an interesting article about the tech firm Workday, where basically they are being sued because they are discriminating against people that are ages 40 and over. They have created an algorithm where the plaintiff, people such as a plaintiff who a certain ethnicity, age 40, and certain disabilities have been discriminated against. So basically, these companies are using technology that you might send your resume in for a job, but it's not a person looking at it. They're using AI, and that AI is factoring in your race, your disabilities, and your age. So that's very unfortunate.
Yeah, and they're automatically rejecting it.
So this particular person said he had over 100 rejections through Workday, and they were within hours, sometime within minutes, sometime within hours. So that's where we are now. I know you watch a lot of the news, but for those people that's impacted, just keep doing what you can do. What's your thoughts on that?
I just think with technology, when you have bad actors behind the scenes, things like this is going to happen. I believe there's going to be more reports of things like this occurring, and until we have some type of legislation on the books to prevent this, it's just going to be more and more reports about it.
Yeah. And it's crazy because when technology is working for you, it's a beautiful thing.
It is.
When you are able to do online betting, for those people that's really into sports and do online betting, whether it's professionally, in most industries now, you can work remote, any type of industry, you can work anywhere in the country remotely. Chat GBT, there's a lot of good things about technology, but when it's being used like this, it's just unfortunate. So,
pretty much.
For those people looking for a job, keep your head up, stay creative. Those companies that you purchase their products, look on their website, see if they might be able to help you. But right now, you got to do what you can do. So what we got on the agenda this week, babe?
Okay. So for this week, we're going to dive into the relationship mix, man and woman,
I'm ready.
So what's trending right now? You had Trick Daddy. He was on the Nene Leakes show. He made some comments. He said he's not attracted to women over 35. They're too emotional. Standards are too high, and they are damaged goods. Okay. Paul Pierce, he came out and said that something a little opposite. He said women 40 and up are insecure and have low standards. Okay.
Sheesh.
And then Plies, the rapper, he said he loves 40 and over women that has good jobs. They are a time. They are a time. He said he have a good time with them. He said that they have resolved any issues that they have had in the past, and they're all about having a good time right now. He said he loved that group.
I agree with Plies to a degree on that. I mean, I'm married, of course, but I do think in that age of the 40s, you've kind of went through enough where you know what you want and you absolutely know what you don't want.
Absolutely.
So I think when we was younger, you kind of compromise. I deal with this. I'm getting this. But when you're at this age, you know exactly what you want, what you can deal with, and what you can't deal with.
Yeah, and I think the women, today's women that's in their 40s, they are looking very good. They have great jobs. They have excelled in their careers, and they just having a good time. And they're like, they don't really mind being single, whereas though before, you reach 35, you had to be married, you have to, have kids and things like that. I think women now, they're writing a new book, and the new book is being at peace, being happy, and if they're able to find a good man to write into their storyline, that's great. But if not, that's great as well. They're having a good time.
Yeah. As for the other two comments about, what'd you say? Women Trick Daddy said over 35.
He said he's not attracted to him.
He's not attracted
to him.
He said. I mean, I think so. When you take a bold statement like that, you got to make sure that you're tight, basically. Because on the flip side, a lot of men haven't been known from our age group to take the best care of themselves as they age, right? Seriously. So if you're saying you're not attracted to women over 35, they're damaged goods, whatever, the question is, are those women attracted to you? So
they say no.
Come on. So you're dealing with bad health, high blood pressure, being overweight, feeling like it's not important to fix your oral health. It's like if you're making a bold statement like that, you got to make sure your things is lined up, and it's a two-way street far as the men and the women. So he's saying, okay, he's not attracted. They're not, they're damaged goods, but what are you, like, how do you line up under that same scope in which you're using to measure if someone is a fit?
Yeah, so that's what a lot of people are coming out and saying things to Trick Daddy, because even guys, they were just saying like, Trick Daddy, you're doing too much. You're very unattractive. You're extremely unattractive.
Guys are saying that?
Yeah, because he really looked bad, but I don't know. I'm gonna look it up. I don't know if he has some type of condition where still his face is real puffy and he has like real deep craters in his face. Now, he looks totally different. When he was younger, he was attractive or whatever, but now he's not. So for him to come, for him to come out with this bold statement saying he's not even attractive, 35 and older, is crazy. Because
how old is Trick Daddy?
He's like our age, maybe a couple of years older than us. You're 46, maybe he's like 49, 50 or whatever. But he's 52. Okay. He's 52 years old. Yeah,
he's older than us.
Yeah, so he's 52, but. Yeah, that's a very bold statement, because if you're a man looking at a woman, today's standard, you're probably not even going to know how old that woman is, because you have a lot of ladies that's in their 40s that look younger.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. Yeah. And I mean, also, like, if you're like in your 50s and you're looking at young ladies in their 30s, at some point, and again, it goes to what is important to you. For me, energy and compatibility is very important.
Sorry to interrupt. So he has lupus. So lupus has affected his skin.
Okay.
Yeah, so that's why he looks like that, the puffy craters, because of lupus. And this is how he used to look. Oh, no, that's the new one. But yeah, so.
Yeah, I mean, I ain't really concerned how he look. I just know if you're going to say that, you got to make sure your game is tight. And me working in a field where, I work with people to ensure their lives, and sometimes some people aren't even insurable because of the health things that they're dealing with, the conditions that they're dealing with. So, I just feel like to say that, you really got to make sure everything's lined up. I do think there's an opportunity for a lot of men to take care of themselves much better than, we did when we were younger. You get wiser, you want to make sure that you're more clean cut. You're on top of your health. You're eating right. You're not eating the same things you were eating at 20. You're not eating late. You're taking supplements. You're working out every day. You're drinking a lot of water. So, we got to keep ourselves appealing to the women as well.
Yeah, and also, if you like younger women, just say you like younger women, but all of this bashing, women over 35 is this and that, just say you like younger women.
And yeah, you're right. And he could have just said, I got a preference. I prefer younger women.
Yeah,
just like that. And that way you're not excluding a certain group. Because right now we got to chill on the bashing the men, the bashing the women. We're going to do this one episode at a time, but we're going to bring Black love back. Like, Black love is a beautiful thing. And, it's just better in this life, man, when you have a partner and it goes to what we just said earlier. Once you hit, hopefully we have some younger viewers, but once you hit your 40s, I feel like you have non-negotiables in your life.
Absolutely.
So when you understand what those non-negotiables are, what you need, for me, is energy and compatibility. That's everything to me. And we got that. We got that energy. We got that compatibility. You always got my 6. So I love that. And I want more people to have that. But I think that's an opportunity. But you said it right. He could have said he got a preference.
Yeah, just say you have a preference for younger women, and that's okay. And a lot of men do have preference for younger women, and right now we're seeing a trend where older women are going for the younger men.
That's
so
true too.
It is what it is. But I don't hear older women saying that, oh, I don't deal with older men because they're this, they're that. They're just saying, right now I'm rocking with the young bulls right now.
The young bulls.
Yep.
And on top of that, I know you said Plies made a comment about he preferred that, but I do think once you hit the age of the 40s, man, it's a beautiful thing. I was kind of in my late 30s. I wasn't excited about going into my 40s. Were you? Because I felt like it started getting like real. It's another level of life. You're thankful. But it's like, is the 40s going to be boring? I'm not ready to be considered old yet.
I wasn't looking forward to it. I was honestly, I didn't care. It wasn't a big deal being 40 because I still look young.
You did. Absolutely.
I think I'm just starting to look
my
like
young thing.
Yeah, when I was like in my 30s, I was still getting carded and stuff like that. So I wasn't worried about that. It was just kind of like with me, my mom passed away when she was 58. So when I was turning 40, I'm like, damn, my mom passed away with 58. 58 is young. 58 is a young number. So I was just like, man, but as far as, the age of 40, I think if you're living a healthy lifestyle, which I do live a healthy lifestyle, you're not going to look 40. You still look youthful. You're still taking care of yourself. You're fine.
Yeah, I agree. What I appreciate about the 40s is just knowing what my non-negotiables are. And
you ain't no non-negotiables.
I mean, like
you already snatched up.
No, what I mean, like in life, like I'm working out every day. That's a non-negotiable.
Oh, okay.
I'm drinking
your own non-negotiable.
Yeah, I'm drinking a certain amount of water every day. That's a non-negotiable. I'm taking my supplements every day. That's a non-negotiable. The spaces that I'm going to be in it's a non-negotiable.
And
so
you don't play about your spaces.
I don't play about my spaces. But when you were younger, you compromise those things, but you get this certain level of boldness where it's just like, nah, I'm not doing it. You know, Aunt such and such want you to come to the cookout. Nah, I'm not coming to that cookout.
Yeah, that is true. You know, when you do get older and you know, in your 40s or whatever, you do not have any problems telling somebody no. You're not coming. You're not doing it.
Right.
You know, it's just
no,
like
it's no.
Yeah, it is what it is. So
yeah, I appreciate that. So, what do you think is going to take to get Black love back on track?
I think it's going to take
because it's not cool right now. I just want to say, I think
it's going to take the Black men. Black men got to step
that's
up.
a lot.
No,
just the men.
Y'all want to lead, right? This is an opportunity to lead. Y'all always say
so tell them what that looks like.
Y'all want to lead. Well, first of all, men, number one, you have to stop the bashing of women. All women are not gold diggers. All women do not want your money. You know, I mean, we have to stop it. We really do. You know, you have to get back to the days of the Tony, the R&B, the Tonys, the, you know, where so the R&B was about finding your special lady, loving on your special lady, and you know that's your lady, you know, and protecting your lady. You know, we got to get back to that. Men gotta get back to that R&B love.
I think men and women, because men aren't having divorce parties. Right.
You said men aren't?
I said men and women, but men aren't having divorce parties. I just think collectively as a community, yeah, the men can take the lead because, I mean, our job has always been to protect our women. Like, what?
Go ahead.
Yeah, our job is to protect our women, make sure our women feel safe. But I think we got to work together and we got to encourage, because like we were just talking about like a divorce party. And there are some things that you can't just forget, and maybe you can't recover in your marriage, right? Mm-hmm. But I think it's a responsibility of everybody that may have attended that ceremony to make sure they're doing their due diligence of not just showing up to the wedding, not just showing up to the reception, but make sure they pouring into that man and that woman every time they have an opportunity to make that work. But right now, I feel like outside is celebrated so much. It's cool to be single. And then, you know, even with older men right now, you know, me personally, it's easier when you got a partner, you know, 20, 21, 25. Yeah, you want to be outside. You want to be single. You want to have your freedom. You talk to your boys about, you know, whoop-de-whoop. But at this age, man, it's about building. It's about building a legacy with a special person. And if you got that special person in your corner, I don't care how successful you are as a man. I don't care how gully you think you are. I don't care how much you think you have. It's going to be much easier having a partner that's right there with you and support you with everything you do.
Well, they say married men are more successful, you know.
I could believe that. Yeah, I could believe it.
Yeah, that's what they say.
Yeah, I could believe it.
Statistically showing. But yeah, I think men need to take the lead on this, you know, and just change the narrative. Because the narrative right now is that, you know, women ain't good for nothing. You know, women aren't good mothers. Women just want the money. Crazy. You know, so men have to change that. I mean, Black men come from Black women. Absolutely. You know, you feel like that about your mother. Like, come on.
And we're the only race that demonize our women like that. That got to stop. That got to stop. I mean, it's so many of us men that have grown up with single mothers, or mothers that have you full time working 2 to 3 jobs to take care of you, taking you to AAU, taking you to BNBL, taking you to baseball practice, football practice. So yeah, we definitely need to celebrate our women. We need to lift them up and understand that's G. That's keeping it G, like supporting your woman and making sure you're there for everything you need to be, protecting her, making her feel safe, and leading by example.
I love that. Yes. Yeah.
It's gonna happen.
Yeah.
It's gonna happen.
Yeah, so that's basically it. I mean, that's the topics that we had for this week. You touched on Plies, you know, Paul Pierce, basically said, like I was stating, 40 and up, insecure, low standards. We both disagree with that. Just because you're 40 doesn't mean that you're insecure because you're single. It's a lot of women are single. They're just having a good time. They may have had a divorce and they're just enjoying this time alone.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So what do you have for us for
the official moment?
Official moment.
This week, growth has been on my mind a lot. And, you were like very encouraging this week for the news that you came into. And I think that is a testament of the growth that we've had as a couple with our faith, and, we pray for each other. I pray for you. We've heard a lot of no's in our lifetime before we got to the yes that we needed to go to the next level. But it's a beautiful thing when you see that even as a wiser person, you're still growing every day. You're still dreaming every day. We dream a lot together.
We do.
I remember when we were younger, we was living in our apartment, and Saturdays, routine, we would drive around and look at houses before we were homeowners. We can get a house like that. No, our house won't be this big. We won't have this many acres. And to continue to dream and have faith in God and knowing that, you know what, I don't care how many no's I get, that yes is going to come. I love that. I love that. And I've seen you grow. I've seen you continue to exercise your faith. We continue to exercise our faith. I'm going to keep praying for you. But I think everybody should know it's important we keep dreaming, because when you stop dreaming, you stop growing. And that's what makes children so special. They don't have the weight of the world on their shoulders. Sometimes they don't know enough to be fearful about anything. But
that's the thing. Yeah.
But they're dreamers. Yeah. And because they don't have that excess baggage, they believe they can accomplish anything. So I think as adults, we should continue to dream, because that little kid is still in all of us.
Absolutely. Because a lot of times as adults, we're going to talk our way out of why we shouldn't take the risk.
Yeah.
So definitely agree with you about that. You have to be like a little kid sometimes and just take the risk, not talking yourself out of it or saying, okay, these are all the things that can go wrong. Sometimes you just have to take a leap of faith.
Yeah.
Shoot your shot, like they say.
And one more thing on that is not sharing your dreams with everybody, because some people aren't going to see the vision. So sometime if you don't feel like you have the right people around you to support that dream, keep that dream to yourself. You keep dreaming it, manifest it. But those dreams, the dreams we have for ourselves, they aren't for everyone.
Why is that?
I think a lot of people, as they become adults, you look at your circumstances and you feel like, okay, I'm an adult. I've reached my peak. I'm so thankful for you, because as a woman, we're like-minded. You're the same way. It's like we feel like there's no limit to anything. And to answer your question, I just think a lot of people have limited themselves, not because they're not capable of accomplishing more, but they're comfortable in what they have accomplished and feel like that is it.
That's it.
So keep dreaming.
Okay. All right. So please like, subscribe, share. We are trying to grow our channel.
Absolutely.
We thank you for tuning in, and
we'll see you next time.
Yeah. Stay safe, stay blessed. We see you next week.